Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Providence here. If this is your first time stopping by, you're most definitely welcome. So on today's video, I am back to talk about ways you can help your family stay on a monthly budget. So like they say, women run the house, so run it well, right? So yeah, if you want to hear how I do it or how we do it, keep on watching. And thank you so much for returning. Thank you for if you're a new subscriber here, thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate you guys. And if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Join the club, baby. Click on the subscription box, make sure you turn on your notifications so that you can get new videos, and like, comment and share this video. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into today's video. So yeah, I am very big on budgeting. My husband is as well, but I take it very seriously. Anything that has to do with my family, anything that will make us move forward as a family, routines, traditions, budgeting, I am very big, and I take it very serious. And thank God my husband plays along, and he's good as well, so we both do it. And whenever I'm slacking, he's always there to help me, and whenever he's lacking, I'm always there to help him. Let's just jump right into the step. Let's not talk too much, okay? So I'm gonna be looking down at my notes because I can remember everything by heart, so it's really important I have them down. So I'm gonna be looking at them to share with you guys. So right here I have 12 steps that will help you to make sure your family stays on budget and they follow that budget you're creating. So the first one is create a realistic budget. A realistic budget is always important. Never create a budget where you feel like you're always going over every month. Well, there's sometimes things happen, inflation and whatever. Always adjust your budget to be realistic, to fit your needs, because it's always important. Because if you're going over your budget all the time, daily, weekly, monthly, it could affect your goals that you're setting. So if you're creating a realistic budget, you can always have something you can carry forward to the next month or to the next week, whatever, according to how you're creating your budget. So it can really help you to put everything into perspective and move forward. So creating a realistic budget that can help every sector, every part of the household work with. So if you're creating a budget that's not realistic, it will hurt one part of the household income, which can affect your goals towards financial freedom. So yeah, so that's it. Number 2 is be a good manager. So being a good manager is important for everything. It's a principle that God has created. If you're not a good manager in anything you do in life, it's never gonna succeed. So when you're creating a budget, you have to be a good manager. You have to make sure you're following it up. You have to make sure you're sticking to it and you're being so disciplined. And it's always good when you have a husband and a wife who's so involved in budgeting. It really helps, because whenever I'm slacking as a good manager, my husband backs me up, and whenever he's slacking, I back him up. So it's really important that in a home you are a good manager to make sure that everything works accordingly. So it's always so important. Number 3 is have goals and create budget towards that goals. So for example, in the next 5 years, I want to get X amount of money, have X amount of money in my investments and my savings. Work towards that goal and create your budgeting towards that goals. Because if you just create a budget randomly without checking your goals, without seeing the goals that you have created, it could affect your budgeting, and it could affect you sticking to that budget. So it's always important that you create your budget towards your goals to make sure you're sticking to it, you're not slacking off, or you're not actually just you're not following it, you know. So having a budget and sticking to that budget and creating your budget towards the goals you have is always so important. It could be monthly, it could be annually, it could be weekly, it doesn't matter. Go with whatever works for you and your family. Number 4 is balance your checkbook monthly. So it's not only checkbook, your Excel sheet, your accounts. Always check it. Whenever, like for us, we have expense account, and my husband checks that maybe daily or even every 2 days to make sure that they're not taking money that they're not supposed to be taking. I do check sometimes as well. Also, having to balance your checkbook monthly is so important. Let's see, for example, you see how much you paid, write it down, make sure you're keeping it in a place that is safe, to make sure that your actually following your budget. Always refer back to your budget to see, okay, how much did I pay this month? Videodrome took $75 this month. Last month they took $50. Why is this month different? So if you're always checking and balancing everything, you always notice any disparities in amounts, and it's very, very important. So number 5, plan meals and shop ahead. I'm gonna do a video on how to plan meals and scheduling that. I do that weekly. Before I go shop, I make sure that I plan the things that we're gonna eat for the week. I have a schedule, and then I'll buy according to what I'm eating, because if I just go to the store and pick up things, I might end up shopping for things I don't need and going over my budget. But if I plan towards the things that I know that we're craving for and we want to eat, we just buy it according to our budget. So if you plan your meals and shop ahead, it is always so important. Don't run to the market and be like, okay, I want chicken salad. You're gonna go get the chicken salad right away. You can end up buying more things. So it's always good to plan. Planning is key. It's a principle. You want to be financially free, you have to plan and shop ahead. So this is a good point for a lot of women. It's really, really good. Number 6 is make sure your budget covers everything in the household. So this one is really, really important. I'm gonna share with you guys probably maybe later on this year or beginning of next year how we allocate our budget. So we have everything that covers everything in the household. So we have budget for miscellaneous items, not essential product, food. So you have to have those budget, because for example, if my daughter wants a toy and I've budgeted, for example, a month, I'm gonna spend $50 for a toy, and I see she wants a toy that's $100, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna wait to accumulate 2 months and have $100 to buy her that toy of $100. Also, just have everything. Make sure you have budget for your clothing, you have budget for your kids' clothing, you have budget for toys, you have budget for cleaning essentials, budget for a lot of things, home household things. Is always important to have budget for them. Don't only budget for food, because that will hurt your budget if you don't have budget for miscellaneous items, kid clothing, kid toys, and all those things. So it's always good to have budget for everything in the household. So that will help you a lot. And also keep a timeline on when you want to buy clothes for your kids. Like me, I buy for my daughter. I've never splurged on just like going in the store and just pick clothes. I always buy clothes on the timeline I have set, and I've seen that, okay, well, she needs clothes, then I'll take from that budget and I'll buy. My husband as well, we do the same thing. So it's always so important. I just don't go to the store and splurge. No, it's gonna affect my budget. So I always make sure that I have budget for everything. If I see, okay, well, she wants something that it's too expensive, I can't afford it this month, I'll just wait, and then I'll carry over other months, add it together and get her that thing. So yeah, that is it. So number 7 is always check with your partner before you make big purchases. Let's say, for example, I want to get like a new fridge or a new stove, and I really want it. I have to check with my husband before I make that purchase. I'm not just gonna go to the store and just buy because I feel like, oh well, I need it. Not because I'm taking permission from him, just because I'm just checking with him like, hey babe, I'm getting this, is that okay? Like, what do you think? Okay, well, wait till next month, we'll get it, wait till next month. So we always check with each other on his side. If he needs things for his, like, let's say he's good at like doing household stuff, he will talk to me, and if we feel like we really need it and we have budget for it, we'll get it. If it's not essential and we don't need it at that point, we feel like we can survive without it, forget it. So always check with your partner. Checking with your partner puts you in check. That's why you guys are in a partnership, to make sure you're carrying the home properly, to make sure you're carrying the home well and nice, you know. And number 8 is keep splurging money and occasional treat. So when I mean splurging money and occasional treat, there's sometimes where my husband's like, oh babe, let's go out today, let's go eat. We have budget for that. Like when you just want to splurge, you want to go out, you want to go to like the zoo, you want to buy food, you want to do a lot of things at that, like in that month, keep a budget for that. It's always good because you're keeping in check, you're working your way into financial freedom. There is no shame in living below your means. Don't never be intimidated by people who are living their life never compare yourself. I'll just put it like that. Never be intimidated, never compare yourself. You know where you're going in the future, and if you and your partner understands that, it's good, it's okay. There's no need for you to be shy about it. So keep splurging money and occasional treats. Is always good to have that in your budget. So let's say sometimes you want to go for, like, let's say a nice dinner, 5-star, you have money for that, right? So it's always so important. Number 9 is have an emergency fund. I talked about this in my Dave Ramsey video. If you've not seen the video, it will be up here, so click on it and for sure go see the video. Always have emergency fund. Let's say, for example, your stove or your fridge is bad and you have no budget for it. You're going to take out from your emergency fund to buy, and when you have that, you can replace the emergency fund. That's what emergency funds are for. So it's always so important to have emergency funds, so you can always buy things when you need them. When things get bad in the house, you can just get into your emergency funds and be like, okay, well, I'm buying this, instead of touching your budgeting money you've budgeted for the household things, which could affect you in that month and actually kind of like lay you back. So it's always important to have emergency funds. It doesn't matter how much you can put to the side. Make a decision between you and your husband, you and your partner, and then decide on what you want to do. It is so important. Emergency funds are key. Look at this coronavirus. It has taught us that we need emergency funds. It's always so important as partners, as people, together, separately. It's always important to have emergency funds, you know. So number 10 is involve your whole family. So this is what I plan doing when my kids are growing up. I'm going to tell them about budgeting, so they know that, like, mommy is not going to buy me this. If it's not essential, she's not going to get me. That's just it. We're not trying to be mean or not giving you what you need. You're going to get everything you need, and that is essential. But if you feel like you can just get into the store and take 100 things, it's not gonna happen. So talk with your family, make sure your partner is involved. It helps make everything good. It helps keep everything in check, because it can help you guys get to your goal faster. If everybody's working separately, it actually affects the home. So having your family involved in everything you're doing always helps. It really helps. I'm telling you guys, it does help. So yeah. So number 11 is keep your receipt and review weekly. Me, I review right away. I review weekly. I remember when I was shopping for my daughter, when I was buying things for her, when she newborn things, I kept my receipt. I reviewed everything, and the way we actually did our, like, if you guys want, I could do that video. Maybe I'll do the video about how to shop for as a first-time mom, how to buy things on that budget. Maybe I'm gonna do that. So I kept all my receipts. I reviewed, and I saw that there was one thing they scanned twice, and it was a lot of money, like let's say $97 or so. And I had to go back to tell them, like, you scanned this product twice, so you have to return my money, you know. And there's so many times I've gone to grocery stores, and when I come back, I review my receipts, and I saw that, oh well, they charged me a lot. So I always review my receipts, always balance my checkbook, my Excel, and whatever. So it's very important. Always balancing, reviewing everything. It really helps you to balance and be on a budget. So always review your receipts. Receipt review is always important. I do that a lot. And actually, I learned that from my mom, because my mom reviews her receipt a lot. So number 12 is avoid unnecessary shopping spree. Guys, you can never see me and my husband just going to a shopping and be like, oh, today we're getting Michael Kors, we're getting watch, we're getting this. No, we don't do that. We only buy things when we feel like we need them. Obviously, we can go to shopping spree, but we know what we want to get. Let's say, for example, I'm going to a party, I want to buy something new. I will go on a shopping spree. I will just buy something, and I'll be like, okay, well, I have this budget, I could use that. I actually calculate my budget before I go into any unnecessary shopping spree. So if you just walk into a shop and be like, I'm doing window shopping, you end up buying things you really don't need. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people go into the store and get things they don't really need, or sit online and just shop for things. Avoid those things, because if you do them a lot, it could hurt your budget and it could hurt your goals. So yeah, so these are the steps that I use to keep my family to stay in budget, and they have worked for us. There's some week where we feel like we cannot go over our budget. We just say, okay, this is what we're buying, we're leaving it at that. Don't go over your budget. So it's always important, because sometimes food can be expensive. With inflation now, things are more expensive, so having a budget, sticking to it, really does help the family. So yeah, so these are the steps. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys apply the step to your budgeting and to your road to financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe to enjoy more content from your girl. I'll see you guys on my next video. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye guys.